Hey, Jay, this is Craig from rural Ohio, and I just listened to the comments of your conservative listener, Sam, from the show about Martin Luther King. And it struck me how he seems to have this bizarre misconception about what us on the left actually think. And I've noticed this from some of the commentators that he listed, Jordan Peterson, Dave Rubin, etc. So I just wanted to call in and real quickly run through some of the misconceptions about us that he seems to hold. First of all, the idea that we are obsessed with hating capitalism, I don't think of capitalism as, I do think of capitalism as the problem, but to me capitalism is more about the concentration of wealth in the hands of landlords, landowners, people that control the economy. What I believe in is a market economy, and there is a distinction between those two. Along those lines, I agree with Marx's critique of capitalism, but I do not agree with Marx's pre-Soviet call for communism. And this is another thing that they seem to do all the time. They seem to think that we want a return to a Soviet-style society, which Marx didn't have the benefit of learning the lesson of what would happen in such a society, whereas we have. So I personally am looking for a market economy that has more controls placed upon it so that we don't get the kind of nightmare capitalism scenario that Marx warned about and that we're now seeing all over the world. Along those lines, I don't love big government. Every time I hear someone say that, the left just likes big government, it's a tell to me, because I just see government as a check on corporatism. So it's not, to me, government is a tool, and we should be using that tool, especially in democracy, to place controls on areas where things are getting out of hand. The next point is that we on the left are champions of free speech, have always been champions of free speech. We've seen throughout history that the right often cracks down on speech, especially when they gain more power, and the left has been the one saying, no, that's sacrosanct. Similarly, we have always been the champions of individual liberty. All of our policy preferences, from universal public education to reproductive rights to workplace protections and then to the police state, environmental justice, etc., enhance personal freedom. So these are, it just bugs me that the right wing is now claiming that they're the ones who are the champions of personal liberty, freedom, and speech. We always have been. Lastly, I never really hear them think carefully about the looming threat of climate change, resource scarcity, inequality. I know Jordan Peterson talks about it, but I don't buy his spiel on inequality in particular. We're facing a world in which the choice is going to be between individualism and communitarianism. And I think if we go down the road of individualism, which it seems like the planet or everyone, at least in a lot of governments, are doing now, there lies disaster. We need to have more communities working together, people working together, because what I see developing in this unstable world is a lurch to the right. And we're seeing that all over with the rise of fascism in our country, in other countries, the rise of neo-Nazism. That's the real threat. So their obsession with the threat from people like me and fellow leftists, I just find bizarre. I don't know why they're so, worried about the left. I know it has to do with their concerns about political correctness and all that, but I just see the threat coming from the right at this moment in history, not the left. Sorry that was a little long, but thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Bye.